time to Dartling GUN. Hell yeah. Welcome, my genetically cyborg rocket launchers in disguise. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're gonna talk about the Dartling Gunner and which path we like, which path we don't like, and all that good stuff. You know the drill by now. If you don't know the drill, go down in the description and watch the entire playlist. Our main discussion is gonna be what is the best Dartling Gunner in general, the highest DPS and stuff like that. The other question is what do I personally use and why do I personally use it? So let's just go straight into the testing phase and then the conclusions time. To start things off, we're gonna go with the plasma accelerator, which is not the cheapest. The first two are pretty easy to get. The second one already costs a 4,000, which is the laser cannon. The plasma accelerator is about 12,000. You can see the price down there. Keep in mind, Impoppable is more expensive. This is a hard mode, so keep that in mind. Also, it cannot see camo, so the test will not involve camo because they will die. However, the ceramics have no chance, as one can see. The more ceramics there are though, the harder they will be to pop, and they will eventually pass. If we do it in 100 at the time, can it handle that? As you can see, eventually it starts to struggle. The first ones pretty much go well. After that, they're gonna start struggling very badly, and you will have some leakage. And last task, we're gonna go to round 100, and we're gonna again use 100 of these balloons, which you can see will not be able to get popped by the normal laser. You'll see the lights just slowly drop and eventually we will die. The question is, can the Ray of Doom make this difference? And I think that's a pretty solid yes. As you can see, it just takes good care, easy care of this. However, if we start using camo, we will come into a very different problem where this can't see camo. And we will die. But we can equip targeting. And then it's just a completely different story. Now it's dead. We can even let it spin faster, which then makes it not worry about anything whatsoever. Pretty darn solid. Next one. So for the next one, we do have Rocket Storm. Again, we're gonna start with round 3. Rocket Storm is also not the cheapest, with the first two being pretty okay when it comes to price. Hydropods being 5,000 and this one being 6,000. You will be cheaper getting the Rocket Storm instead of Plasma Accelerator, and you will then have the ability as well. So let's see how well it does against 100. As you can see, it's not as strong as the Plasma Accelerator, but don't forget we do have an ability. And you can always just manually move it to help. We're not gonna go around 100 because we all know what's gonna happen here. However, to improve this, you can upgrade to focus firing, which drastically improves the overall damage of this thing. As you can see, it drastically improves it. As well as if we now up the ability, somehow we just start stopping this. It's not going to be perfect. There's going to be some leakage, but it improves. We can also add the shock to it. I'll do the exact same thing and see how well it does. Keep in mind, the ability is mainly used for like rush rounds, but you're not going to expect this type of rush. It still does a lot of cleaning up, and the majority of them are pretty low tier balloons which you can pop. We can also just go to the MAD, and the MAD is basically the biggest version possible. And I already messed up my buttons, but that is besides the point. If you're not a dum-dum like me and forget to press the right button, you will be able to clean up this round. On to round 100. See how well that does. Again, we are gonna pop the ability and we're not gonna move our mouse, just to make it as fair as possible. And why would it be fair if you use your thing? Yeah, well, I don't know. There's one leakage, which could be prevented by using your mouse. We're gonna do it without the boost. There's gonna be leakage. And big leakage, as you can see. Very big leak. What is the takeaway here? Well, do use your ability on the mat. As you can see, it will clean up pretty nicely, but not perfect. There is one more variation which you can do, and that's of course use the ability, shake your mouse a little up and down, make sure you clean up everything like so, and there you go. The main problem with the mat is, as you can see, the things are separated, so they don't hit anything in between. So to start things off, we have Mr. Shotgun of Doom, and it's round 3, which is not the hardest round to clear, but we'll see how well it does. Again, they will struggle the moment there is more things, because you have limited ammo. There will be a great portion of leakage. However, we can upgrade it even further, and then it makes short work out of all these problems. There we go, pretty easy cleanup right there. Round 100. Because it's a good benchmark. It will start struggling a little bit, but luckily it has some knockback, which makes it a pretty darn good as well. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. And it will clean it up pretty easy. However, it has pretty short range. You can upgrade this one with focus firing and shock, or camo detection and faster spinning. Faster spinning will just basically make it very fast firing. Then leads to this. Basically, no leakage, which is pretty solid. I can already hear everyone ask, but Maarten, these guys are not meant for those runs, and you will be right. So I'm gonna show you what I prefer on, for example, the laser, the Ray of Doom, which is faster barrel. So keep in mind, if you have the plasma accelerator, which is 12,000, you need nearly 90,000 to get the Ray of Doom, as well as 1200 to get these upgrades, so keep that in mind. And now you can have DDT spam. And did I forget it was round 100 that I did 100? Yes. Am I impressed? Also yes. Here we have a bad. And yes, keep in mind you can make this stronger, which I'm going to show in a second. But the question is, will it pop it? Because if it pops, it's good. You get a success. It might struggle a little bit because now it just goes there, and then it gets slow bit here. So it will take down an entire bed just holding it like this, apparently. Which honestly is quite surprising. And it's, yes, it runs 100. But to make it stronger, you can get an MIB and jungle drums to make it do extra damage, and also makes it fire faster because of jungle drums. Next one is of course my beloved Mad, and how I like to run it is with focus firing and laser shocks, because well, you could see the improvement there, as well as an MIB, which I'm not gonna show first. But how you would like to run these things is not what I'm currently doing with 100 count, but now we're rocking this, I am tempted to stick with it and see what happens. These are 200 OMGs. We will probably die. We will die. If I can use my abilities, I'll be fine. The main thing you want to use it for is, for example, against a bad balloon or a boss, which sadly you cannot spawn into the custom mode. But you can see how great the damage is. Keep in mind, I do not have anything on it apart from like the usual things. However, the ceramics will leak through, which is to be expected because it's not great against ceramic. However, it's great against higher tier balloons. Without the ceramics, you can use your ability, which then gives it the extra popping power it so much desperately desires, which we demonstrate right now. Still some leaks, but we can even improve it a bit further by giving it jungle drums and an MIB. As you can see, this will make good clean work out of that bad balloon. But it comes with a price. Well, we already know you need 6,000 for the rocket storm and 5,000 for the rocket pods. The mat is a shorty 65,000. Well, it's a bit less, it's 200 less, but I can't be bothered. So yeah, it is a bit cheaper than a Ray of Doom, but it's also not as good. Next one is Mr. Shotgun, and how I like to run him is with adjusted targeting and barrel spin. This one is a bit different than the rest. With speeding it up, it just looks like a giant beam of It has some extra potential things. The main problem it has is its range. But as you can see, it will take care of a OMG without any problem. It also can fight bad balloons, as you can see, but it will lose because it's not strong enough. You will also kind of struggle on the bad balloon here. It will do a pretty decent amount of damage. I can't show exactly how much because I did more things, I hit more things, so I can't say exactly how much damage. But this thing has a special trick up its sleeve. You can put it on independent targeting, which means if we do this, it can shoot multiple targets at the same time. So if I'm gonna do this, oh, you can see independent targeting. Get some more OMGs. Yes, that's a lot of them. Should be fine. As you can see, they're spinning a bit. They're independently firing from each other, so not in a straight line, which means it is overall doing less damage in the same area, but it's doing damage more all over the place without really having to manually adjust it, which has their ups and downs. But yeah, you will lose in this case, but you all get the idea that it's just firing straight away. You can of course upgrade this again with an MIB and a jungle drums. It's what I personally would run on it. Have some OMGs again. So that's already one popped. The other ones are very good damage. In this case, they're all pretty much focusing on the same point because it's such a spam. You will lose eventually, as shown right here. It will do a lot of damage. What do I like to run and what is the best? When it comes to the best things, they all have their different uses. My personal favorites are either the Mad or the Ray of Doom. They're pretty darn strong and good for bosses and late game gameplay. However, the shotgun has its uses, but for its price, I haven't found a particular use that I personally like it. Let me know in the comments if you use this one. Personally, I don't use it all that often. The only way I really use this one is if the Mad and the Ray of Doom are, for example, not available. Ray of Doom is by far after that the one I use the least. The Mad is the one I use the most, and that's mainly because of boss battles. If there's any normal battle, I do not use it because it's too expensive. The Ray of Doom is the most expensive one out of all of them, and yeah, which makes it sadly the one I use the least. Not the least. The Ray of Doom is like the second place, but because of his power. But when it comes to price, I prefer the way I like to run the Mad is what I said already, like this. The Ray of Doom like this one like this. Oh, you saw the difference. The price for the next for the upgrades are roughly 86,000, 64,000 for the Mad, and 62,000 for the Bloon Explosion Zone. But the thing with the Bloon Explosion Zone, it could be very useful, but it's just for its price not worth it in my opinion. For boss battles, I always go for a Mad, or if I have the money and the financial capacity, I would also like a Ray of Doom, but that's always my second option next to the Mad. If I do like normal games, I would always go for a Rocket and Storm over anything else because of the ability. Let me know in the comments down below what your opinion is, what you use, and any feedback. So everyone, make sure to check the comments down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, everyone.